continue our discussion on cloud computing. If you recollect, we were discussing about container or container based services, and today we will have a demo on this a particular container like Docker container, right. So, that you can have a feel that how container works, and also we will try to make it in such a way that you yourself can try out at your end. So, that will give a what you can say some feel of that how whole things works, right. So, so let me introduce. I have one side Mr. Subhobroto Nath and Mr. Anupam Khan from our CS department. So, they will be primarily running the demo, showing the demo. So, before handing over the control Mr. Subhobroto and Mr. Anupam, so let me have a couple of a preview of the whole thing, so that it will be easier to follow the demo. So, it is primarily what we will be looking at is installation of the Docker engine and running these Docker container images. So, if you remember, so what while discussing with container, especially for the Docker, and if you remember that basic architecture when we discussed, so it was the Docker for running a Docker image, you need a Docker engine which need to be installed on your system. So, if it is installed, so ideally you do not have to do anything when you have any Docker image in the things, right. We will tell you what the things. So, typical keywords as usual, the Docker engine and Docker container image. So, we will start the demo. Before the actual hands on demo, we will have a some few couple of slides on the things. So, container as if we see in a what we say very abstract way, or the basic thing, it is the standard unit of a software, right. So, the best part of it packages up the code and all its dependency, right. So, that means it is self contained services, right. So, you only have to bother that how you take care of this whole container image, right. For that you may require a container engine, in this case a Docker engine, to house that thing, right. As the analogy we are several times we are taking, or from where the concept came, like container which is moved from one place to another through ship or other trucks and things like that. So, it is only the we need to take care of the box, right. Inside what it is there along with its dependency. So, application runs pretty quickly and reliably. So, quickly in the sense you do not have to install all the dependencies before running the application, and reliably means you know what you want to run, it is running on the other end, right. So, if I have a container for a particular application, and then though that container is transformed from say source to destination, or multiple destination, or even hop from one destination to another. So, we know that whatever the data or whatever the things I want to run, that is running at the other end. Otherwise, in other sense what you have to do, you have to tell that what is the configuration you have done at the other end and things like that. And especially where you do not have adequate expertise at the other end, right. So, that is at times becomes difficult. This gives a much say easier way of executing. So, when we talk about the Docker, so it is a Docker container image is lightweight, that means it is lightweight, standalone, and executable packages of the software includes everything needed to run the application, right. So, basic concept is that the Docker engine should be installed where at the destination system or systems. So, this Docker image can be placed over it, and it just start running on the thing, right. So, in this demo also we will try to show the things are how it runs. So, there is a Docker hub we mentioned about in our earlier discussion. So, from the Docker hub there are standard images which are available. You can create your own things, what we will do here, and rather we will download the basic Docker image from the Docker hub, do some modification or adding some data etc., and see that how I can send it to the other end. So, this overall objective or overall the demo what we would like to so is basically using two Docker images. One is MySQL and PHP MyAdmin, which are being downloaded from the Docker Hub. You can also download directly from there. So, what we will do, this MySQL say we will download in a say Ubuntu Linux system and do some modification like creating table etc., do some operations on the things and want to transfer that to a Windows system and see that without installing anything out there it start running, right. And similarly same thing for the PHP MyAdmin. PHP admin is more of the more working as a front end to this MySQL. So, we will not be doing much change over the PHP MySQL MyAdmin. You can as well download it from the Docker Hub straight away. So, the MySQL widely is a open source and I think most of you or many of you or have used this for database applications. So, it is a relational database package which is open source and widely used. Similarly, PHP MyAdmin provides a GUI, it is a web based GUI and connects to MySQL database and again widely used with my backend MySQL database. So, it allows you to display or put the data in an appropriate way. So, our objective is that with a backend database and front end MySQL PHP I want to do so. From the destination I want this whatever I configured or whatever the data I put on the MySQL, the destination thing should run as is where is and things start running there at the things, right. So, this type of applications finds lot of there are lot of application areas, especially when you are dealing with some users who are more interested in running the application rather configuring and they do not rather bother about the configuring the things. So, there you can have this Docker engine at every end, which is not a big deal. Then once you transfer this Docker image from one to another and then it start working right away. So, you do not have to configure and things like that. So, just to give a quick analogy, if we look at this our standard systems what many of you are used to, it requires if we want to do the same MySQL PHP. So, a separate installation for MySQL, you have to some web server like Apache, PHP and PHP MyAdmin. So, these are the things installation is required and once you want to transfer from one to another. So, it again requires a separate installation at the other end, backup the data from the old MySQL transfer, restore the backup data at the new MySQL server or the destination MySQL server, right. So, these things are required. So, there are lot of logistic thing and number of times you will find that these installations etc. Require some sort of expertise. I do not say that you need to do rocket science for that, but nevertheless you need to be used to that where how to install. But on the other sense, if I say now I have a packed image, you just take it there and run, right, it start running, right. So, that is the thing what we want to achieve when we look at the Docker based installation. So, import MySQL from the Docker Hub in this case, import PHP MyAdmin from the Docker Hub, both the things we are taking from the Docker Hub, because that is a standard place where a lot of applications are there, lot of images are there. It can be done from other places also, right. If you have other repositories or if you maintain a repositories, that can be done from here. So, in this case we did that. So, bundle the package on Apache PHP MyAdmin, right. So, this is the thing done at the source end, right. While transferring, no separate installation required at the other end or the destination end, right. Build a Docker image in the source image, includes everything needed to run the things like the application along with all the dependencies load the Docker image in the target or the destination machine and it start running. So, that is the bottom line of the things, right, or that is the means what we say ease of running application using Docker. Now, so more specific for the demo, what we try to show you is that how to install this Docker engine and then import latest MySQL and PHP MyAdmin container from the Docker Hub. As I mentioned that if your application is different and given by somebody else, so that also you can do in this thing. So, load the containers at the that Docker containers, connect MySQL from PHP. We want to show create a table and update some records. So, you can see at the destination or the target system also that same thing works, right. Save Docker image of the modified MySQL at the source end, transfer the Docker image to a separate machine or the destination machine and load the image at the destination machine, and again connect MySQL from PHP admin running on a different, it may run on the different machine also, right. That is whether it is the same machine or other machines, right. So, this is the whole thing we want to show. So, what we will try to do that initially a Ubuntu OS will make this source or the prepare this container and the modified image of the container, and then it transferred to a Windows machine which are not here, but somewhere in this network. So, the Ubuntu is particularly the laptop or the machine what we are showing from, and then show you that how things works, right. Also we may not able to means if it is possible, we will also try to show that we can put it to some cloud like AWS and see that how things work. So, that is that if time permits, and also if there are no challenge in connecting to the directly to the cloud due to other constraint of the IIT Kharagpur network like firewall etc. So, that will try, but these two things will initially design, but it works at the same way if you have a VM in some other any cloud. In this case we will try with AWS, and if your these are running, this Docker engine is running, it should work seamlessly. So, the philosophy of whether it is your laptop or any other server or any other desktop or cloud, it works seamlessly. So, that the thing we want to show, and it will be you will be in such a fashion that you can replicate at your end. So, we will now start with the demo, which will be primarily taken care by Mr. Subhobroto and Mr. Anupam for showing the step by step how things works. So, and directly on the system, it is not on the presentation, rather directly on the system. So, you can have a direct feel of it. Okay. So, we will start the demo shortly. So, we will start the demo, and Mr. Subhobroto and Mr. Anupam will show. So, as I mentioned, so initially we will be having this installation of the Docker engine and running the thing PHP MySQL and MySQL server and PHP MyAdmin in the in our Ubuntu based systems, and then we'll show you that how do some modification and put it to the Windows system, right. So, brother, you may please start.
Yes, thank you, sir. So, let us start. So, in this system first we will install Docker. So, if you see when we use this command Docker, it might not recognize because Docker is not installed here. So, let us install Docker in this system. So, it is a Ubuntu based operating system. So, we are going to install. So, let me install Docker. This is the command I am using to install Docker. Yes, so after this Docker gets installed, we will fetch some images, Docker images from Docker Hub, and we are now installing Docker engine. So, in this demo we are using two Docker images. One is MySQL Docker image and another is PHP myadmin Docker image, and those two Docker images will be run as containers in this system. So, PHP myadmin is front end, and that connects to the backend MySQL database, and so after running these two containers we will be able to add some databases, create new tables, and add records into the tables and those things. So, let us first install Docker engine. Okay. So, we will be installing Docker engine first in Ubuntu. So, for that I have gone to this website docs.docker.com. So, here we need to first install this Docker engine. So, let me use these commands. So, yeah, yes. This first is sudo apt-get update. Okay. So, we are basically using these commands to this update apt package and install packages to allow this apt to use repository over HTTPS. So, yes, let us install this. Then we need to add Docker's official JPG key. So, let us wait for this command. Yes, let us use now this command. Alright, now we are using this one. This is basically needed before installing this Docker engine. Right. So, let us now do one more time this sudo apt-get update. Okay. Now we are using this command to install Docker engine. Right. So, let us wait for some time. After this installation is complete, we will check whether Docker engine is installed or not using this command docker run. And if everything is fine, this command like docker run hello world will run a container that will be giving us some message like hello. So if this is successful, then we can work with other Docker images. And this when we use this docker run call, then container image name, this basically pulls the image from the Docker Hub. So in this case, this hello world Docker image will be pulled. If in the current system that image is not present, then it is pulled from the Docker Hub. Otherwise, the system from the local system it will run the container. So let us wait for this command to complete. Yes, so likewise this documentation is also helps in further if we need to uninstall also. So those things are there. This docs.docker.com is very good resource. So in the meantime, let me show the Docker Hub. Basically, Docker Hub. This in the meantime it will get completed, and different container images are present in Docker Hub. Right. So those command is completed. Now, for example, if I search over here, let us say MySQL, it will show me the Docker images. Like this is the official one, MySQL Docker image. Yes, so like that different images can be obtained from there. So let us now test whether this Docker installation is successful or not. For that, I am using this command docker sudo docker run hello world. So let us see. Let us first pull the hello world Docker image from Docker Hub. Yes, let us try to run that hello world Docker image. Right. So this message is given like hello from Docker. That means this Docker container has been installed successfully in this system, and we are able to further run different containers, and also we can also do different operations on those Docker containers. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so what we have seen now is basically that how to install Docker engine, right, and that you can refer as Mr. Subhabrata has shown from the docs.docker.com how to install the Docker in your say in this case Ubuntu system. So that means your basic platform is ready, Docker engine is ready. Now you can put this Docker images to run the things. As of now, what we did is running a hello world Docker image, which is pulled directly from the things. So the latest version is pulled from the Docker Hub. Docker Hub is a repository, as again he has shown you. So some images, if you are looking for, you can look for the Docker Hub. Right? This is good because this is initially at this stage is good because those are the images which are tested and official images are there, so which you can run directly. So that is the first step to run make your Docker engine ready. So it now next step we'll do, what will be there is now, as we mentioned, MySQL and PHP MyAdmin pulled from the Docker image and running on will be placed on this. Now the Docker engine, what he has done now on this local Ubuntu system, and then show that how things run. We do some modification in the sense that database creation and populating some records, etc. Then again packaging it, transferring to the things is the next step. Okay, so say within in the next session we will be showing that. Thank you.
Thank you.